jab, uppercut, leave you laid out on the floor. Try to duck and roll, hit and miss, now you counting stars. Should've practiced more, should've hit the mask, get out there more. Man, that you're the best. You gotta show me, son. Actions over words, baby boy. Is you real or what? Talking way too much, world come. Back sports, talking way too much, world come. Back sports, talking way too much, world come. Back sports,
Big shout out to the hottest chat in the MF game, A-Side official. No negotiation needed, period. You already know WCS back in the building with another one. Yeah, let's talk about it. You know, I hope everyone had a wonderful Monday. I hope the boxing fans, you was able to put it back to the, in the recycle bin, just put it away, archive it, put it in a goddamn folder of what you witnessed Friday and Saturday. Okay. But besides that, we definitely need to talk about the state of affairs when it comes to certain type of situations in boxing. Okay. But before I get to the thumbnail of the relevant and irrelevant, okay, I want to speak on a funny video that was out there. My colleague, the News by Shaw News, put it out, and I feel like it's essentially important type of multimedia content to speak on, because I have to, because it further demonstrates those individuals who are always talking about, I want to invite you to their, the private parts, be disrespectful, calling people F this, faggot, all that, sissy, and all this other stuff. When they get out in public, they be creating these stories as if people are on their live stream looking for them. And then when it comes to the boxers, they try to lure and get that soft falsetto voice, and they be wanting to invite them. Hey, how you doing, champ? Can you say something in my line, please? Daniel. I'm like, damn, what a bass out in your motherfucking voice. What's all this soft nigga shit? Why are you sounding like that? This can't be the only one. You know what I'm saying? This can't be the only time you ever been out in public where this is the person who says, dudes be glazing, dudes be sucking the D of boxers and all this, be cheerleading and all the other shit. But damn, I saw, matter of fact, let me just show you the video, because it showing you the video is much more thoroughly appreciated, rather than me going through the whole deal with you, because not every content creator goes out here and knows what the hell they doing. Hold on for a second. Let me pull this up for you right quick. All right. Because this is what we need post weekend, where we had 11 fights go the distance. We need some humor. I'm not gonna lie. We need some humor. We need some laughter. We need something that's hilarious. We need to calm down these over anxious, belligerent content creators that's always disrespecting people online for years. You know what I'm saying? We need to show the world. So once again, I have to I have received permission to basically highlight this video right here, which I think the fight fans need to see. Okay. Let's just hear what happens in this particular video. Why? Because it really shows you that certain people aren't who they believe they are. They've been masquerading around here, and the public knows who they are, and they treat them like the peasant they are.
when a fighter knows you are an online goofy that sits in front of a green screen putting out content for hours and hours, and then you finally come outside.
Hold up. You know I gotta step by step, step by step. Yeah, we got to take it back to the 80s, 90s when we used to do the basic dances. That's Rolly Romero in the warm up. He's the one in the aqua blue, baby blue, sky blue, whatever, with the black stripes, looking like a crossing guard. That's Rolly Romero, one of the current welterweight world champions. Okay. So it doesn't seem like much now. And shout out to, Shalom Shah News with the watermark. You know what I'm saying? Putting the sauce on deck. But Rolly Romero is about to show you, the fight fans, how it is out here in the real world with some of these bastards, like this dude that's about to get absolutely dissed. And you want to ask me why? You shouldn't ask me why. You should ask them why. You know what I'm saying? But let's get down to it. Rolly is going to show that he's not prejudiced. It wasn't all about blacks, yo. It's not all about blacks. This is all about a decision that Rolly made based off what he knew, what he's done research. Probably this guy's came across his timeline calling him trash. Oh, you didn't know that? Okay, let's go. So this is the DEI. Affirmative action. And Rolly Romero leans in for a picture with the content creator that you all know on the YTC. If you're familiar with that guy right there. Okay. It's not about him today. I'm going to give him some reprieve. I'm going to give him some air, some relief, because it's not about him. But Rolly clearly understands who he is. He clearly has familiarity. He leans in for a little snapshot. That's all. Politeness, respect, decorum, demure. You know what I'm saying? I mean, everything worked out great. Seems like the weather's just right. You have some people in warm up, some people in shorts. I don't know what the temperature was like, but it was confusing. But let's keep it rocking. He's there for quite some time with this content creator. He's comfortable. You feel me? Dude is comfortable taking a picture. If they on live or taking a picture, he's comfortable, bro. Let's keep it moving. So now let's pay attention to eyes. Ooh, the line of sight, babe. LOS, as we call it in the. Hey, what's your LOS, please? What's your LOS? Line of sight. Rolly has locked in on the scumbag. He is. He's locked in. Look how he popped his collar up. He thought he had a hoodie on. See, I know shit like this. Rolly thought he had a hoodie on that mother. He's going to toss the hoodie up on him and keep it moving. Love, right and low, right and left, right and low, right and left, right and left foot, left foot, right. High tone. Look how Rolly look at him. Rolly thought about throwing the left hand. He said, no, I don't want to fuck the bag up. I know who you are, bro. He thought he had a hoodie on him. He's about the hoodie. He's about to hit him with the hoodie slide, yo. Put the hoodie on the slide right by his ass and keep it moving. Sure. What was that? Did you hear something? I heard a whisper. A champ. A champ. A champ. No bass. No nothing.
It was good. Shout out to Ellie Setback.
Oh, he gave a shout out to Ellie Setback. That would be ES News. Now, right now, what we call in the service is he's within the proximity. He's within the bubble of engagement. He's in close proximity, shouty. That's all I'm saying. He's close proximity. He sees the device is on him. Rolly understands what the mission is. I don't need to send a freaking SOS out there. I don't need to send a freaking order out to Rolly. He knows the mission. The unsavory character is somewhere in the proximity of engagement. Rolly sees the phone extended out there with the frame. He sees that that person is trying to put him on his line. And check out what Rolly does next. You have to commend Rolly. You have to do palms down salute. You have to do the goddamn 10, 12, 15 gun salute on this. Somebody sign Rolly up for vigilance. Rolly gave him a little sneaky smile. No, not today. Not today. Look at Rolly. Rolly walked right past him. Rolly walked right past him. Caution, caution. You've been ignored. You've been rejected. Caution, caution, caution. You've been ignored. You've been rejected. Maybe you should come out more often. Hey, maybe you should be nicer. You were rejected. 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 And there you go. The look of shame. The look of shame. The look of I can't look at that too much. Let's look at Rolly. Now, you know I have to play this back one more again to let y'all get the full. And don't come over in my chat crying, bitching, and all this. Man, he didn't do nothing. Yeah, he always does something. Yeah, always. Always. That's the police. He's a snake ass nigga. Yeah, always. Needs to be anytime you get. You know what I'm saying? What's wrong with it? Come on now. Shout out to Rolando Romero with the slide by.
Yeah, you see how he did him? Because this is the same guy that sits online and talks crazy. But like I always said about these guys that talk crazy, when they see these fighters in real life, what's the first thing they do? They want to take a picture. Got it. How is my content looking now? You want my spot flash? You know, you do have options. Online goofy that sits in front of a green screen putting out content for hours and hours, and then you finally come outside.
Full playback, no interruptions.
So what you sharing?
You can see it in real time.
Yeah. Shout out to Ellie Tech. Say hi to the people, champ.
Do you say hi to the people, champ? You heard him. You heard him.
Yeah, you see how
you heard him. He said, say hi to the people, champ. You heard him. Don't be mad. Just be glad that someone's giving you airplay. Whoa, don't you dare be mad. Be glad that someone's giving you airplay. He asked for that airplay. He asked for that airplay, y'all. I was just showing the video. I was supporting my colleague. That's all I was doing. It's no way that I can get a video and not do a play-by-play initially. I mean, very well put, pieced together short, okay? And the individuals that was in the video, I don't know all their names. I'm going to be honest with you. But some of them did have familiar faces, okay? But my whole point is that, you know, There's others like him that's online that will absolutely get no respect if they showed up to a fight week from these fighters, because this is somebody who dogged the crap out of Rolly. He never considered Rolly to be anybody important. I'm just going to leave it like that. And Rolly knows who you are. Okay. Shout out to Bill's Boot Camp in the building. Arnold Brown in the building. Toby Bartlett. What's good with it, Toby? Haven't seen you in a minute. Hope all is well across the pond, big dog. Trick Noche in the building. The Oracle on deck. What did it do, Trick? Salute to you. Oh, damn, dog. Oh, damn, man. Salute WCS at the hottest chat in the YTC. We're global, baby. We're global. No doubt, man. Brian Norman's about to be, go global, going overseas. But, shout out to Toby, man. We seen a hell of a fight from some of your compeers over there. Your countrymen, Eubank, Junior, and Connor Ben. But shout out to y'all, man. I just wanted to put that out there. Just to highlight the media marketing agent, a piece of media that he put together. I just thought that would be a nice, conducive highlight to a dismal fight week. There was dismal fights going on inside the ring, and that was some dismal moments captured on the sidewalk outside the ring. So I just thought I wanted to make it apparent that certain individuals have a long ways to go. Moving on. Okay. Let's get down to the reality of certain things, right? Certain things have taken place. Like I said, certain moments have taken place, which Canelo Alvarez has pretty much did what? He has finally became two-time undisputed. Congratulations to Canelo Alvarez. Congratulations to you. Canelo Alvarez defeated William Skull. Congratulations to you. Now we have to talk about the aftermath. The aftermath of how do you assess Canelo being paid all that money by the Turkey Al-Sheikh, the goddess in the middle. Turkey, Big Turk. Okay, Big Turk. He's the one that has the juice. That is Big Turk, y'all. Big Turk has the juice. The reason why he has the juice is because one of those fighters that he signed, like Canelo, has been signed for a multi-million-dollar deal of 4 fights. First of those 4 fights, 1/4 of those 4 fights went down, and that shit was absolutely Ambien-esque. When you talk about sleepy, when you talk about nauseated, when you talk about just getting like you was sipping on a margarita and you found out they slipped some Benadryl in your shit. I mean, your body really started to break down like, ugh, nasty work. Look at you, School. School came in here and gave very minimal effort to entertain the crowd, but more so the fighter who was across from him, his opposition, pound for pound best, Canelo Alvarez. He got paid all that money and didn't even try. You know what I'm saying? He didn't try to just give us some energy, at least with the complimentary knockdown. He didn't try. He just kept putting his hands out. Why? Man, come on. Canelo getting paid all that money. And see, that's what you get, Turkey. You pay this guy all the money because you want to scoop him up for 4 fights to make the Crawford fight and all that. And this dude knows he's going in there against an unknown, and he treats it like an unknown, but yet the check is still the same. Dude put up minimal freaking effort against William Skull, and he still got paid millions. He did not entertain the crowd at all. But due to the circumstances, and time never stops for no one, right? I am happy to tell you that Crawford and Canelo has been officially announced. All right. Crawford and Canelo has been officially announced. We're going to get back to them. All right. Let me address the thumbnail. Okay. Inoue. Let me just take you back. Let me read off a comment. Comments that's in the chat about Inoue. Listen to this, y'all. Inoue improves once again. He somehow pulls it off, and he improves. And additions another win to his resume. This fighter right here was tougher than a lot of people gave him credit for. I even underestimated his opponent, but Inoue is now 30-0, y'all, 27 knockouts. This is a 4-division world champion, 2-time undisputed. He's 32 years of age. All right. He was caught with a left hand once again. Luis Neri did it, and then just the other day, Cardenas was able to pull it off too. But listen to this comment. Inoue won the weekend and proved once again he's must-see TV. Ooh. The Japanese fighter, Inoue, did provide us entertainment. He gave us something that we needed to pretty much spruce up a funky, dingy freaking fight week. I mean, it was super funky, yo. I'm not gonna hold you. I mean, the performance value, it was just dusty. For real, lint everywhere. Regardless if your mother got the damn plastic on the couch, it's lint on the plastic. Just dusty, right? And I'm saying to myself, I'm having a me moment. I say, you know what? I've been very critical of Inoue. And I'm going to watch his fight on Sunday. I am. And I did. And it was entertaining. Why? Because I might have been overly invested in this fight with Inoue because of my boredom. My meter of boredom was over the top. The barometer was about to pop. I'll say, man, how can you have 11 fights go the distance, bro? How can you have that many fights just go the distance like we're dancing now? Get down on it, baby, baby. Get down on it. Come on now. Get down on it. I thought I was watching the Cool in the Game concert. Like, how can 11 fights go the distance without any type of disruption? Without any type of knockdowns on the canvas, stoppages of fights. But anyway, he goes in there and get dropped early in the fight. I believe it's the second round. But now you hear people once again boosting Inoue up. They're boosting another fighter that has taken the square and fought his way out of adversity. My only reason for mentioning this is that Inoue always get praise for what U.S. fighters will get absolutely criticized, extremely criticized for getting off the canvas. They would be called bums, trash, cab drivers, tomato cans, all that. Inoue gets dropped and hurt bad. He was on both knees, hurt bad. Just because he got off the canvas and freaking closed out Cardenas, he is now celebrated to the welcome of the boxing pantheon. Bring in all the angels. Let them spread their wings. Let them place a new halo over Inoue's cranium, because he is the superstar that we love to watch, fighting through adversity. Now, there was some pluses to what Inoue gave. Inoue showed once again he can do the same thing he did to Luis Neri, right? He showed us he can fight through adversity and go out there and stop him. But what I did see was Inoue getting blasted a lot. I mean, people have been hyping this dude up to fight Gervonta Davis or this, that. I know Shushu Carrington has made mention that he wants to fight him. I told people if he was to come up to 126 and try to get a fifth division, it'd be probably Nick Ball because he has short reach and he has a come forward style. It'll be perfect for Inoue. What I did see is a fighter who he has that star power, bro. Like he just has the star power. Like I commend Inoue for the star power that he brought fighting through adversity. Like it wasn't any dramatics on his part. He wasn't being theatrical like Canelo Alvarez, putting his hand out there. And he was cool, calm, and collected. Yeah, I got dropped again. I've been here already. I'm a warrior. I'm going to get up. I'm going to get up. Seriously. And when he slowly but surely started to get the timing down of Cardenas, and his power shots, he was able to start hooking to the body. And that hurt Cardenas. The first time he stuck him to the body, it was like a stab jab. He jabbed him to the damn midsection. And yeah, he felt it, pushed him back to the ropes. But he did a very superb job with how he started to ramp up his punch combinations and start to apply his power shots effectively. And he over the course where you thought Cardenas, you have to give him credit. You have to give Cardenas credit. I thought he'd be up out of there in the 5th and 6th round, but he made it to the 7th. You know what I'm saying? He made it to the 7th. And with that said, Inoue closed the show, didn't change his expression. He does have this type of enigma that follows him, because I like the activity rate that he put up. I like his energy. I like how active he was once he was knocked down. I mean, I like that. What's next is not going to be delightful to the U.S. boxers. Based off what I witnessed Friday and Saturday, how U.S. boxers come in here with this mentality that whatever orders they receive, they just want to mosey along and don't care about entertaining the crowd. I believe Inoue was, all about entertaining the crowd, but also I think he used what he was blessed with. His mentality is to go out there and get the job done proficiently. Like I said, I've been a critic of Inoue. I felt he was overrated, and him being dropped, with the right opponent, he will lose. But I was entertained. I ain't gonna lie to you. I was entertained by what Inoue put out. And I said, man, the U.S. fighters, in those lower weight classes, really making a name for themselves. This is a dude that you don't see on social media. Of course he's in Japan and they claim he don't know English, but he knows English, okay? I try to explain people that, but it's hard to tell Americans that Japanese are taught English in grade school. But I'm not telling any of these fighters to be like Inoue, but he just has a different snick to him. He has a different aura about him. When it's time for him to turn up, he knows what the fascination's supposed to be. He knows how to get the fight fans into the fight even more. Even though he was dropped to the canvas again, I still think the people was more so interested how he was going to respond. Now, if you take a Gervonta Davis, who just took a knee, right? He didn't get hit to take a knee. He wasn't hurt like Inoue. He wasn't caught with no shot he didn't see. If that would have been him getting off the canvas again, it would have been all sorts of freaking negative names that were stamped to Gervonta Davis' brand. They would have been killing Tank. They would have been killing him. And it wouldn't necessarily have to be a fighter from Japan or Argentina or Russia. It could just be a good old fighter over here in the good old US of A that could have dropped him. We saw it with Lamont Roach. A lot of people was talking ill shit about Roach. Nobody's trying to see this and all that. And all of a sudden he goes in there and he goes to this. And now all of a sudden, just like they doing Rolly, all aboard. Choo, 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 They jumping on the train, y'all. They have got their one-way ticket and they're jumping on the train. They did it for Lamont Roach. They're doing it for Rolly. And you can hear them talking all across the land about freaking Inoue. He is who he is, man. I've never really been truly a fan. I'm going to be absolutely honest. You know, with my quality of integrity today. I'm just going to be honest with you. I've never been a fan, but I was entertained Sunday night. He showed that heart as always. But just the way he methodically broke down Cardenas, who was a tough. Shout out to Cardenas, man. He was playing. He said, man, y'all thought I was a freaking cab driver. I was a tough cab driver. He was stopped on his feet by the ref, but he was still fighting. But we need more of that over here. We need some of that redemption. So when people mention U.S. boxing, they can say that shit with respect. Right now, you just have fighters coming out here performing a specific way that's not entertaining to the overall masses, yo. You feel me? The entire masses is not gravitating to a fighter that's aiming to be in the position of an Inoue on the pound for pound list. That's more so what I'm trying to say. I'm not trying to tell any fighter out here to be like the Japanese fighter. But I'm saying he has a certain enigma about him. He has a certain type of damn aura that exudes from Inoue. In order for these U.S. fighters to even touch, I'm not talking about the Bud Crawfords, I'm not talking about Canelos and nothing like that. I'm talking about the youngins that's on their way up. I'm talking about the ones who have been at the top, but yet they're putting on very banal performances. And that in itself is a problem. Y'all going up here just moving around, not even trying to engage, while Inoue is up here in an all-out war. Conor Ben, another fighter in a different country. Forget what you saying he popped dirty. Boxing ain't no goddamn sanctified sport. Shut the fuck up, always talking about like it's Christians over here competing. You got dudes come out of prison and competing in the sport. Y'all need to shut the hell up talking about pets. Because this dude went in there and goddamn fought a bigger fighter while y'all sitting here. Well, Crawford, he's gaining 14 pounds. It's impossible. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, God damn, shove a motherfucking pacifier after you yank it out of a donkey's ass into their mouth, man. They want to bitch and complain about 14 fucking pounds. When your mentality should be to go in there and entertain and get your opponent up out of there. If you're not a power puncher, to box their ears off and give a masterclass performance. I'm not going to hold you. I know I kind of, played the fiddle a little bit with Shakur and goddamn Josh Padley. But Shakur went in there and did what he had to do. Looking back on it, he went in there and fought to get the dude up out of there. Looking at it in a snapshot format, and then looking at it again the other night, I said, man, he went in there and boxed. It's just over here in the U.S., they look at Shakur and say, oh, he don't really have the power that we're looking for. But Monster has that equalizer, and so does Tank. But Tank is under the umbrella of the U.S. boxing fans. The U.S. boxing fans are only critical, extremely critical of their own fighters. They would support a neighboring country, a country out there fighter, just like they did Lomachenko, before they really show that embracement, that love to their own freaking citizen, their own countrymen. Tank has the equalizer just like Monster. He's a harder puncher than Monster. Tank has never been caught like that. But you have people believing that if Inoue moved up to fight Tank, it would be a problem for Tank. Man, please. All you would hear on that night, Yeah, you would hear the horns blowing. Order! Arms! Prior! Arms! You would hear the 20-gun salute for Inoue. But this is the way it is, though. I had to give him his love. But I must transition over to the flip side on the right side of this thumbnail. The right side of this thumbnail, oh my God. Oh my goodness. When you're talking about you want to absolutely slap yourself with a handful of thumbtacks. Ryan Garcia took his second loss, not just to anybody, but the guy that you've seen in the early video. Rolly, I have no apologies for what I'm about to say, but you, if you saw me, you probably say no, because I wouldn't do that, because I am critical. Rolly in this century has to be one of the worst world champions that we've seen in a long time. And a lot of people know that I'm correct, but they'll sit up here and say, oh man, leave him alone. He's so nice, man. He's so nice, man. Work on your public relation, bro. Come on, bro. Work on your public relations, man. And then they'll try to bring the military into it. Is that how veterans supposed to act? You're dogging out a world champion. Rolly was literally gifted 3 championships opportunity. Wow. He clearly lost to Jackson Marias in Connecticut. For him to get a WBA slot at 140 after coming off a knockout loss to Tank, who does that? What was he at in the rankings? What was he at in the 140 rankings? How did that happen with no title? The man went in the Tank fight with no title. He was just there contending against the WBA champion. What about after he was able to get the fight, the title, thanks to Tony Weeks? Tony Weeks was the Black Zorro. He messed up a man's life forever, yo. Man, Barroso, I can't give you a public apology, but it kind of reminds me of Medrick Taylor, bro. You had your defining moment in your career, and Tony Weeks snatched that shit away from you like a baby about to eat rat poison. Tony Weeks shut that down, Barroso, and you didn't deserve that. You was whooping Rolly ass, and he goddamn stopped the fight. And then, and not only that, he reffed the very next fight where Barroso was on the undercard, and he never was able to get back to this day. The old guy got screwed. Barroso got screwed. And who was across from him? Rolly. Now Rolly comes out of nowhere. He comes out, he has a fight with Hami, a Jamie, whatever you want to call it. Nobody special, but he is a licensed boxer. He gets a main event against Ryan Garcia. Now, I know what Ryan Garcia did. I'm not going back into the racist rant and shit like that, because I've been on record as saying this is not going to work out the way you think. People think he's going to be crucified on the cross and all that shit. No. They bring him off suspension for a main event. The fight was fixed. Period. The fight was fixed. Ryan know it, and Rolly know it. Rolly is the same guy that got worked over by a smaller fighter in Isaac Cruz. To some in America, you probably call him Isaac. Whoa, he was a friend of mine. I mean, you know, Rolando Romero was wiped by Pitbull. Wiped by Pitbull. And then when it came down to defending his title several times, wasn't able to do it. He comes up here against Ryan Garcia, and he's back there in the back pre-fight practicing on the same left-hand combo, double hook, which landed off Garcia's gloves, of course. And pay attention. Just pay attention. People believe this was some dynamic. Oh my God, Superman would be proud. What about the Hulk? Hulk smash? Oh, let's talk about Rolly smash. They thinking Rolly, every time this dude step in the ring, hey man, I like Rolly, man. You know, he got power. He got this. Y'all know Rolly is not him, bro. Rolly is the type of dude that will be the first to fight. Rolly is not as dumb as you think. I got no entertainment out of the Ryan Garcia and Rolly match because it was a lot of fakery that was going on this whole entire fight week. And that fight right there was the fakery and the money catch. That right there, who thought that Rolly Romero was going to win that fight? But the money was Rolly. Look, he had plus for Rolly's money line. I think at one time was plus 800 or something like that. Who had Rolly winning? Who had Ryan getting knocked down by Rolly? They thought, based off the performance value that Rolly gave Devin Haney while he was on Osterine, he would be able to go in there and destroy Rolly Romero, Rolando. Ryan Garcia goes in there and act like he just left the YMCA. Prior to him getting to the YMCA, he used to be a thriving professional boxer. But he did some bad snuff, and he was in a coma for a little bit, and then he recovered. They trained him up on the YMCA, and now he came in here and he gets a fight with Rolando. That's the way it seemed. Dude went in there, and we wasn't even seeing no vintage Ryan Garcia, goddammit. Nothing vintage about that shit. It was more archaic than anything. It was more like he forgot. He had ran into Will Smith, said, hey, come here for a second. Look at this red dot. Poof. It's like Ryan Garcia's method of boxing had left him. How do you sit up here and cheer a fighter that you know has been gifted his championship slots? Like, Ryan Garcia ain't did shit. This is the crazy part about Garcia, right? I remember firsthand when people was cheering that Devin Haney was freaking defeated. They was like, that's what you get. That's what Bill get. They wanted to go in on Bill Haney. 24 hours, 48 hours, 70. Oh man, they couldn't wait to get a hold of Bill Haney. And then even when the freaking information hit the general public about Osterine and failed tests, they were still going to Devin. Right? They was cheering Ryan Garcia. Even the guy who faked like he was crazy, drinking, he's 25, $100 million. Oh, so pity. So much pity we should show for Ryan Garcia, the pretty boy. He goes in there and act like he totally forget how to box. Like the Ryan Garcia that was aggressive with Tank, it's almost like he was a shell of what we seen him in there against a more tougher opponent like Tank Davis. As Devin Haney, he was a shell of himself. Oh, what? He took brain damage from him landing all those punches on Devin? Oh, so the nerves in his hand generated up to his freaking cranium? This was called redirect CTE, the first of its kind. He beat up an opponent so much that he's now some type of mental illness set in. He couldn't go in there and beat a guy like Rolly. Rolly goes in there and throws the same combination that he was working on the mitts. How coincidental is that? Dear Heavenly Father, was you there? Did you know anything about this, Heavenly Father? I come to you in peace and respect. Did you get a spiritual feeling there, the Most High, that something devilish was going on? Did you phone down to Lucifer and say, Lucifer, you're at it again? This is the primary reason why I casted you from the welkin of the skies. There's a reason why I did that. You're up to your no good ways there, Lucifer. Did y'all see that shit? Ryan Garcia act like he didn't know how to fucking box. Rolly wasn't doing anything special. It was the fact that Ryan was doing little. He drops Ryan Garcia off a shot that hits his gloves. He might have got one hook, to hit Ryan, but the other one, the second one, I believe, landed off his gloves. So what in Christ's name were we watching? A lot of you people are proving that you're ready for robots to take over. Some of you are just looking at shit that you know is fucked up, and you want to play like you already got the Neuralink. You're brainwashing yourself by having selective stupidity. Not amnesia, goddammit. It's selective stupidity. Because you're looking at something and you know Ryan is better than Rolly, but since Rolly won the night, you want to say, oh man, Ryan's washed. Palmolive washed. 409 wash. Gain this laundry detergent wash. He's washed. How did Ryan get washed? He came off a year suspension. Devin Haney won his fight. Devin Haney beat Jose Ramirez. Why was both of these fights supposedly a projected rematch with Devin Haney and Ryan Garcia? What is the play? Why wasn't it meant to be that Ryan goes in there? Was he being punished for his Muslim comments? Was that part of the punishment? Hey, we're going to bring you back and we're going to embarrass you. Okay. But look, take the embarrassment. You heard it, right? People are now catching on. Even Radio Raheem seconds out. He reiterated what I said way before that shit. It's just something that's just not right. How can this, and this happen? Now they're finally catching on. Any hardcore boxing fan know damn well that Rolly Romero is not a better boxer than Ryan Garcia. How can y'all sit up here and say Ryan's trash after what you witnessed with Rolly getting dropped in sparring? That's the same Rolly. The one who was getting worked by East, that's the same Rolly. The one that was getting worked over by Jackson Marine, it's the same Rolly. Just improved his skill a little bit better. And now they're bringing up content about Floyd Mayweather, saying, hey, Ryan Garcia, you would not beat Rolly and all this other shit. I'm like, do y'all know what y'all watching? Hold on for a second, y'all. Yeah, but real talk though. Just ask yourself, real talk. Just ask yourself, do you truly believe that you're doing yourself a service by pretending? Are you doing yourself a quality, look, a QoS quality of service by pretending as a boxing fan that you don't agree with what I'm saying? After all the backlash, the insults, the disrespect, all of you that was being cantankerous about Rolly Romero, y'all was calling him the lowest form of what you can find in a landfill. You were. Why don't you goddamn just goddamn stop faking that shit, bro? It don't have nothing to do with ethics. It has something to do with your punk ass up here pretending to all of a sudden be a Rolly fan. When Rolly was getting dropped in sparring, he got in Tony Weeks blessed him. You know what I'm saying? And he comes in here, hey, we're gonna get this over with. I'm gonna throw my double left. It lands. He's down. Nobody's believing that shit. No one in their right mind with honesty and clarity. I mean, drug free, of course. You know what I'm saying? Got to put drug free. There's a lot of you niggas out there on that shit, and you willing to believe anything. But I'm saying a lot of you understand if you're drug free and you're pretty coherent, right? You know that Rolly doesn't beat Ryan Garcia. And I'm not defending Garcia. Let me tell you another thing that was fake. If I have an issue going on, let's just say not me per se, but you, okay? You have an issue going on with your family member, and it's so much to the point where emotionally someone may be able to see that on the outside because you might be shedding some type of tears or whatever. For my stay on earth, okay, for my stay, I really can't tell you where I was before, I was birthed into this world, but for my stay here, I understand that your family member is going to pay attention to the other family member. But Ryan Garcia walks out. He came over in the Batmobile. So I'm questioning. I say, where is Batman? Okay. I mean, at this point in time, Ryan needs the Joker. Is the way he was acting when leading up to Devin Haney's fight. Where's the fucking Joker at? Then you come over. Was it him that's coming over in the Batmobile? Where was Robin, Batman, one of them? I don't care what actors it was. Rest in peace, Heath Ledger. I would rather it be Heath Ledger, yeah. But Ryan walks out to the sprinter, gets in, and there's somebody recording maybe about 10 feet away. It's a big enough crack in the door, still ajar, right? And Ryan sits down right in the seat that particular person that's filming can see directly into the sprinter. And it seems to be that his eyes were sweating. Better yet, we call that crying. He seemed to be weeping, y'all. Why are you weeping? Why are you weeping and looking at the very same camera that's filming? And so people can get up here and say, Ryan Garcia is broken. He's a broken fighter. We don't think it. This is the Ryan Garcia who came off inflicting damage on Devin with Ostarine in the system, right? Devin is the one who took the worst part of that clash, that collision course. He should be the one that's acting different and crying and weeping, but he won. He won, though. But Ryan Garcia, he didn't win because he had to get punished. Yeah, they couldn't wait till his ass get off goddamn punishment. He said, hey, as soon as you get off suspension. Now, even while he was on suspension, he was at the Ring Magazine Awards. And Turkey probably called him up there and said, hey, can y'all depart for a second? Let me have some time with Mr. Garcia here. Thank you. And yeah, security. you can step outside the door. I'm not worried. I'm good. Mr. Garcia, it's good. It's good. You look healthy. You look pretty as always. I just want to let you know, hey, I'm putting this out there now. Stay out of trouble while you're on suspension. And then when you come back, we're going to go back to the same New York State Athletic Commission and have you on a 3-fight main event card. We're going to have you as the headliner in something that's never been did before there, Mr. Garcia. We're going to bring you back to Times Square. Why? Because that's the way you go back and rub it in their fucking face. You pop dirty over there. You go back to the scene of the crime, goddammit. And that's what I'm going to do because I'm Big Turk. You understand me? Ron's like, oh, yeah. Hey, thank you. Thank you. I appreciate you so much. But not so fast, Garcia. This is the plan. It's the plan. Don't sit up here and raise your tone of voice when you hear this either. Okay? Because I know that shit you was doing. You say you bipolar and tripolar and all this other shit, right? But this is how it's gonna play out. Rolly's gonna win the match because my people still feeling some type of way about that racist shit you was talking about. That tirade you was on, yeah. You got to pay the piper. You got to pay the piper for that. Ain't that what y'all say in America? Pay the piper. Yeah, you got to pay the piper there, Garcia. You got to come up a little bit short. You're gonna face a knockdown like the complimentary knockdown that Canelo's been giving his opponent, right? Rolly's gonna knock your ass down. You're gonna get up. Okay? You're gonna go on to lose this fight. And then we'll be square on what you said about the Muslims. You understand me? You're going to have to take this, but you're still going to get a paycheck, but you're going to have to take this on the chin, literally. Okay? All right. As long as we got that understood. Now, also, leading up to the presser, we want you to come in there dressed like you headed to a bar mitzvah. Okay? I want you to have a suit that we got all the marshals. Yeah. I know you say you're 25 with 100 million, but we're going to dress you down. Like you're getting ready for a bar mitzvah, and like you are coming from the Christian Boys Academy. We're gonna put you on a nice little shirt with a thin looking tie. Yeah. We're gonna totally change it up. You can't be cool in this one, Ryan. You got to pay us back. If I'm gonna have you on my cards and pay you this money, you got to go through this punishment. And Ryan Garcia accepted this shit. He went in there all quiet with a suit. Devin told him, man, that ain't you, man. That ain't you. Look at you, man. They probably knew what was going on. That ain't you, Ryan. What you got going on over there? What's that suit about, bro? Come on, man. It look like you about to go sign up for college to start taking up theology, bro. You about to be the new preacher on the block. You trying to set up your second career outside of boxing there, Ryan. You want to be a minister now. No, Turkey told him, we heard what you said, and we're going to get that compensation that we're looking for, and it's going to come through embarrassment. That's how it's going to go down. So Rolly's going to defeat you. He's going to get that WBA. So they prevented, denied Ryan Garcia from winning that title. I could care less what y'all have to say. I'm just saying, anybody in their right mind know Rolly is not better than Ryan. I don't give a fuck if they sparred or not. You know how many people sparred back in the day and got their ass beat? Do you know? Nobody's worrying about how they sparred. I haven't seen Ryan get beat up like I seen Rolly. I never seen Ryan in the ropes like he was just taking a leisurely stroll and bumped into a silkworm making this cocoon. Oh, that's sticky. That's how Rolly was in the ropes. Hey, Scooby-Doo. You remember how Rolly looked in the ropes? Tank hit his ass and he was just up there. Hey, give me 2 Chico sticks and a pack of Twizzlers. And give me 2 Church's chicken. I want goddamn 2 drumettes and goddamn 5 biscuits to soak up the grease. Rolly was looking goofy in the ropes. Then Eastside Cruz just drug his ass. And y'all saying, I'm on Rolly's team now, all because you want to act like you taking care of special ed kid. Y'all want to joke about Rolly being special ed or something, but then y'all want to big him up like, okay, I'm gonna do tit for tat. I don't like Ryan now because of the racist tirade he went on, but yet I'm gonna boost Rolly up. No, you're being fake, goddamn it. You're being fake. Just call it for what it is. Y'all being fake as shit. Period. Salute to everybody in the chat, man. Blue on deck. I see you. Swat Jones on deck. Single Day Crawford. I'm using it for sure. Since they want to make it on September 12th and all. Yeah, man. Why not? Why not? You know? Why not? Turkey got to tell fighters, I'll pay you, but you got to perform at your best or your purse will be penalized. And that's all I'm trying to tell him, Blue. There has to be a willingness to forgive. And in this case right here, Ryan Garcia didn't have a choice. He had to ask for forgiveness. Turkey told him, we forgive you, but it comes with a penalty. You understand me? You will still get your pay, but you will not win tonight. All the money is going to be on Rolly, okay? Because no one in their right mind would think that you will lose to a Rolando Romero after the way he looked with Isak Cruz and Gervonta Davis. It's no way in hell. Because humans aren't the smartest. This is the perfect setup to recoup some of my money. Turkey probably had a whole legion of people betting on Rolly. But in the outside world, we didn't know, bro. We going off the damn routine. We going off the damn index. We're looking at BoxRec, YouTube. We're fools in this boxing game. We're fools, bro. We are fools, man. Inoue was not supposed to get knocked down in that fight. Nah, I wouldn't say Inoue was on no type of orders. Nah, I felt that he got caught with the same, it was a left hand, but not exactly the same that Luis Neri threw. He got exposed, bro. I always said that Inoue was a bit overrated, and he is. He just haven't fought competition that's going to make him pay. Once they knock him down, they have the skills to, to get back at it, like Inoue, and make it a freaking real fight. But shout out to Inoue. I'm not going to backtrack on his entertainment value. I enjoyed it. The rematch of Garcia versus Haney is still going to be dope. Garcia losing on points, although was garbage. It don't erase that he beat Dev to April 20th. I still want to see it. I don't know, man. If it's made, I will watch it. I will watch it. For real. If Inoue beats Shu, he got a fan. But I'm going for Shu. If they decide to dance, that's the one I want to see for that division. Hey, squad, let's hope Shu the best, man, because he's gonna be in for a tough one. I'm wishing the best. Real talk. Brownsville, I'm wishing Brownsville, Shu York, as he called it. I'm wishing the best, bro. If Monster really wants to make some noise, he will fight Shu in New York. Ain't no half stepping on the part. Yeah, for sure. For sure. Give Shu his breakout fight. Shades of Felix Trinidad. He got dropped and got up and finished him. But you can't keep going to that well because it may be dry. And it was still some moisture. It was still some liquid down there. For real. It was still some goddamn hydration, some Powerade or something, some Monster Energy drink, Red Bull. Because he did climb up out that bitch and they ended up freaking stopping him. Shout out to freaking Cardenas, man. He was tough. Just like he said, I'm a tough cab driver. Oh, shit. He's a Japanese version of Felix Trinidad. Damn. Inoue destroys Shu. Shu ain't nowhere close to Inoue. Shout out to Andrew Charles in the building. Shout out to Brim in the building. Shout out to OG Bruce Gas, Boxing Jazz, and more. What's good with it, Bruce? Facts, he can't keep getting knocked down. Certain fighters are going to be able to capitalize on that to beat him. Where they at? And the only place I see him is at 126. The only place I see him is at 126, bro. You know, Espinosa, he went in there and won, got Vasquez up out of there. That's a tough fight for Inoue. Very tough fight. Tall, lanky, rangy freaking fighter. Nick Ball, in my opinion, he's one of the easier shots. And then if Cool Boy's moving up to 130, who's going to fight for his title? I hope Inoue doesn't get the fight for a vacant title at 126. I hope not. Cardenas was not intimidated at all by Moss. He wasn't. I was trying to tell people, Andrew, he has Joel Diaz as a trainer. Man, that dude ain't no joke, man. I don't think a lot of people was paying attention to that or they gave a damn. But his trainer was Joel Diaz, man. A lot of people won't know that unless they go to fights. Unless you go to fights. I get it. Cardenas was safe in the States. Most know that. If they don't, it's for sure elephant in the room. Anyway, got to come over here and get a name pound for pound. He got to, man. You know, he got to. Nobody's trying to. That trip over in Japan is not. I mean, you got to go over there ahead of time so you won't end up like Cool Boy Steph, man. They get over there on fight week. No, that's not smart. I don't know who in their right mind told them to go over there on fight week unless they was planning on losing that title. Maybe not pound for pound. Ain't many Inoue weight classes. I can't be too hard on him. I actually think Inoue got skills, no doubt. He's nice. He got skills. I never said he didn't have skills. It's just when you continue to leave the front door open and you get hit with the same left hand, not the right, not an uppercut, but up close and personal inside fighting, and you get caught with a punch that you don't see coming. Yeah, he will because he's offensively aggressive. Knew it would be in his fifth straight class on his next move. I mean, we'll see who he fights. I hope he don't fight anybody that's simple and we can predict that he's going to go in there and it's not a 50-50 fight. Where's his 50-50s? We need to see him in 50-50s, bro. Didn't nobody think Cardenas was a 50? Didn't nobody think that? He says, I agree. Rolly's trash and gifted his title by the ref. I feel sorry for Grandpa. Yeah, man. See, Toby will say it. But all these other cats up here acting like, it's going to be a moral violation if they comment against Rolly. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a Make-A-Wish Foundation. I've been donating all this time. And I remember Rolly being 4 years old. And I was putting my donations, even though I was struggling to keep the lights on. I gave all the donations because I knew Rolly was there. I wanted him to grow up and be something special. Look at him. 3-time world champion. Man, come on. Y'all act like y'all was there with a roll of pennies and shit. I gotta give. No. Come on, Mom. We need that for food. We need some Vienna sausages. No, I gotta give it to Rolly. No, we gotta give it to a Make-A-Wish, man. There's something special about that kid. I mean, goddamn, people act like you can't say anything bad about Rolly. Every time Rolly comes up, I like Rolly. He got power. What about Tank? Oh, he took a knee against Roach, man. He ain't that good. Tank overrated. What about Rolly? Oh, man, straight power. Ready to fight. Tough. What about when he got knocked out against Tank? Hey, man, it happens like that, man. Tank is Tank. It's a puncher's chance and all that. Oh, for real? What about in sparring when he got dropped by literally a no-name? Man, that happens in sparring, man. It's tough, man. It's a hurt business. Man, no telling what size gloves they had on. They might have had on 4 ounces. Nobody knows. Come on, man. What about Isaac Cruz? The way that he went up there and just drug Rolly. Man, every fighter has his day, man. I'm going to be honest with you. Every fighter has his day. You've had your days, right? As old as you are, WCS, you had your day before, right? Okay, stop acting like you haven't. I swear, man, they on Rolly shit, bro. Look, these motherfuckers are hopping on the goddamn train in the back, hanging off like it's a movie, bro. Rolly! It's almost like they calling doing goddamn Boys in the Hood. Instead of Ricky, they go, Rolly. I just want to give a shout out to you. I saw you out there. I saw you. Oh, man, beautiful combination to drop Ryan. And then they get closer to him. Hey, man, I just want to let you know, if it wasn't for you, man, that's the only way our people can get back, get it back in blood, yo. What he said about the blacks and all that, man. Thank you, Rolly. We thank you, bro. You're special in a special way. Get out of here. I'm just in shock. Rolly beat Ryan on points. Like I just never saw that or could have unforeseen that. Shout out to Rolly. Congrats. Shout out to Rolly, man. Shout out to Rolly. 918 in the building. Salute to you. Shout out to Rolly. I'm not sitting up here not giving him congratulations, but the way he got those belts, man, one of the worst of this era. The way he was gifted belts. Fuck an email. No. We're talking about first class, front door service. Fuck an email. You receive it at your door. Come on, man. Shout out to Haynes Legacy, my guy in the building, man. God bless, bro. I know you say you weren't feeling good. Y'all continue to keep your prayers open for Haynes Legacy on deck so the brother can get better, going through some health, dilemmas right now. Rolly hit Ryan in the second round and got up off the canvas and forgot how to throw a combination the rest of the fight. I think he was in his mindset that he wasn't going to throw any type of combinations either, bro. Shout out to the OG Golden in the building. It was just disappointing. I just didn't want to see Rolly get concussed again. I thought he fought a pretty disciplined fight against Ryan, didn't drop his guard once. See, Ryan had his right hand up when Rolly threw that left hand. I don't know why people thinking Ryan just was up there with his chin exposed. He had his right hand up. He did. Yeah, Rolly had his right hand up. Okay. All right, man. Drop hit in the second round with a combo. Damn near Luke 2.0 all over again. Yeah, man. That shit, man. People sitting up here. They on the Rolly goddamn Express. Real talk. They on the Rolly Express, yo. They got their tickets, man. And they out there hanging out the window, hair blowing in the wind. Rolly! Yo, Rolly! Man, get out of here, bro. Let's see him defend that belt. Let's see him defend it. Fight Brian Norman Jr., man. Fight somebody, man, with some power, and see how they work out for you. Yeah, for sure. Keep your prayers open for my boy Haynes, man. That brother get healthy. No cap, nobody except a few. Most been Rolly fans for a minute. Nobody thought Rolly would win, and damn sure not on points. This was a bad loss for Ryan off the Osterine scandal. You mentioned scandal. Yeah, it was a scandal, but a part of me believe what I believe. I choose not to get into that, but we just gonna stay on topic. I feel that fight was not a natural, organic result. I believe that Ryan Garcia had to pay the ticket to get back. You know what I'm saying? That's all. I'm not hating. I'm just saying that was the loss pertaining to anyone Ryan's situation. Milion Vargas, Abdullah Mason. Hey man, that's opinion. It's not fact. It's opinion. They haven't fought yet. So how can it be a fact? Real talk. How can it be a fact? You know what I'm saying? How can it be a fact and it ain't happened yet? You're just assuming. Why are y'all making them Mexican versus black? Look, Haynes. Didn't I say once Canelo pick up the title, all the little Canelo creatures are gonna start crawling and scratching their way to the surface? I see daylight. I see daylight. It's time. Hey. Rally up the aerosexuals, and we're gonna get the Canelo fans together, and we're gonna do a united front. They're coming out. I'm telling you. Did I not tell you? The strays will return, and they slowly but surely coming into the chat, and everything is Emilio. I like Emiliano. I don't have nothing bad to say about Emiliano. If he want to fight, he ain't really called out no Abdullah Mason. He been talking about Keyshawn. He said he think Keyshawn is freaking jealous of him. So, man, come on, man. You know they're going to try to make it a race thing just because Bud fighting Canelo on a Freaky Friday. Ooh, it's going to goddamn be fire. You know what I'm saying? Hey. They fighting on the 12th, man. All we need for that 13 to slide down one. And they would have been given all these conspiracy theories. Rolly can laugh in my face. I am part of the fan club that gave him no chance to beat Ryan, especially not on points. I'm still shaking my head. That's what I'm saying, bro. I'm with you on that. D-Ray Live on the Drive. I'm with you, bro. I say the same thing. Streets was good. Canelo looked like crap on purpose. He was trying to lose. Hey. At least somebody's, trying to see what the play is. I don't know if he was trying to lose or not. I just know he did little. I believe Canelo knew for a fact he was coming out with the decision regardless. Nothing gonna change that, bro. He's coming out with that decision regardless. You know what I'm saying? Because Turk told him. Man, that's the same shit that Jermaine Ortiz did to Teofimo Lopez, I mean, you have fights where fighters just sweep on the outside and think they're gonna win. No, you got to take the title from the champion. And if you're a champion, you got to defend what's yours. He didn't defend what was his, and he didn't want what was Canelo's, bro. Mora was pointing out how Inoue lowers the right hand when he jabs, and is open for a counter left. And Ramon Cardenas was paying attention. Good point, man. Good point. Good point, Bruce. Let's see if he tighten up, man. Because somebody with some nice, solid power, he may not get up from that knockdown. He was hurt bad by Cardenas. Cardenas and freaking Macombi. Man, they throw that motherfucking cross. And, man, they throw it with some goddamn vengeance, man. If Macombi had this a little bit more to the arsenal, damn, he'd be lethal. Cardenas too. I ain't gonna lie, Cardenas ain't a bad boxer. I like to see him fight again. Seriously. Shushu Shushu ain't in that division. That'd be a good fight though. Rolly father swam from Cuba to Florida to escape communism. He did, man. Yeah. I think that's some little small way that people just give Rolly, I don't know, that common courtesy, man. That special courtesy, because the other boxers cannot be gifted with special attention like Rolly and perform the way he does and still have fans walking up to him wanting to give, give him love, show him love. Well, we all seen not everybody can get love from Rolly. Rolly understands what his dad been through and all that. He understands it. That's why he don't give scumbags freaking interviews. Rolly couldn't read the email. They probably already tried that one. Oh man. I'm gonna take a wild guess and say he can read, man. Rolly cool people. Look, Rolly wasn't the one that went on a racist rant. You know what I'm saying? It was his opponent. Rolly wasn't the one. I have no hatred for Rolly. I'm just telling you straight up, he has some of the worst. He absolutely out of boxing, period. If he's considered himself to be a 3-time champion, he is one of the worst in boxing history. as a 3-time champion on how he got his belts. The worst. Is nobody even come close to what Rolly was able to pull off. Rolly may not like what I'm telling him, but Rolly, you have to face more than the music, brother. On how you got your belts was extremely gift worthy and controversial. The way you was gifted those belts, man. I mean, it's not gonna be harmony to your ears, bro. I get it, but I believe point blank period. That's what it is. Also, I want to show y'all this. Okay, for those of you all that's planning on betting on Terrence Crawford and Saul Alvarez, they have Saul Alvarez coming in at a minus. Okay, they have Saul Canelo. Excuse me. Hold on for a second. They have Canelo Alvarez coming in at minus 220, y'all. The Terrence Crawford plus 170. Alvarez on points decision plus 100. Alvarez by KO TKO plus 340. A draw is plus 1400. And Terrence Crawford points decision plus 270. A KO Crawford KO TKO plus 650. Ooh, woo. Boy. If you only knew. You know, I'm just putting it out there. That's some money out there, man. Some of you who've talking about Crawford gonna KO Canelo, that's 650, real good money. If you think, you know, that draw ain't looking bad either. That draw ain't looking bad, man. If I was y'all, I'd hop on these numbers before they change drastically. Okay? Before they change drastically. Rolly isn't a champ in the sense that he will ever be recognized as a Hall of Fame boxer, more than a sideshow. Yeah, man, he's one of the worst. He's top 1% of how he received all 3 of his titles. Now, this one against Rolly, yeah, it looks better, but the other 2, man, no. Come on, man. You come off a Tank knockout loss and get, you know, inserted into the WBA sanctioned body at 140, a division higher than, man, come on, bro. Everybody know Jackson Mariñez gave you that work, and him too. He should have won that title, but he never was able to progress. So Rolly kind of ruined Jackson Mariñez a little bit, and he definitely ruined Barroso. For real. Yeah, KO draw looking good. Real talk. You say Rolly equal dollars. That's crazy. Because I believe if it was any other fighter over here in the U.S., you know, period, I mean, they would not get that same love, man. When you talk about Rolly equal dollars. If it was anybody else that was going through that type of Floyd Mayweather when he was signed with Floyd and getting that gift over there in Connecticut, and then going up here and losing pretty badly against Barroso, but yet he's what? Tony Weeks stopped the fight and he's awarded? Like, he's rewarded? Come on, bro. That's crazy. I don't know how I can have 16 on YouTube and then on StreamYard I got 29. But anyway, big shout out to the hottest chat in the MF and game, man. They want to have the fight on the 12th of September, but we all know it's Cinco de Crawford. That ain't going nowhere. It's Cinco de Crawford. And this is what is expecting to happen. We want to see Canelo on the canvas. That's what we want to see. We want to see that crimson mass. However, Crawford got to get it done. That's what we want to see. We want to see Canelo take this third L, and more so Crawford. We want to see Crawford become 3-time undisputed 5-division world champion. Now, I get it. Everybody's not going to be on board with me rooting for Terrence Bud Crawford. I get it. It's okay, man. I'm not fighting with you on that. But I am seeing all the little strays come from underneath the bunkers, the dumpsters, okay? Old soda cans. Y'all creeping your ass up out, huh? You know, y'all finally coming out because it's a little warm. You know, the heat's starting to warm up a little bit. And you got this fight going down in September. I see y'all did exactly what I said was gonna happen. Y'all want to make it about black versus Mexican. That's not what it's about, bro. It's about Crawford beating that ass. That's what it's about. For real. That's what we want to see. You see, I put the Canelo on the canvas and the numbers start to drop. Don't run now. Don't run now, goddammit. Do not run now. Because we're looking for that 42-0. We're looking for that 42-0, 32 knockouts. That's what we're looking for. Okay? 42-0, hosted by Trados, 32 knockouts. That sounds good to me. I'm not saying it's gonna happen. I'm just saying it sounds good, okay? You know? But y'all hold it down, man. Continue to support the channel. It's always a pleasure. I'm out.